Try to listen along as long.
Yeah, we're live streaming here, Jimmy. Go for it.
Have fun.
carry K9MED and Rick K9QDP when they were running the net for me, and they had that's what they had last year. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight on the roundtable. Okay, I had 38 check-ins last week. Not bad for a Good Friday. So let's see how many check-ins we have tonight, see how long we go. Okay, with all the so-called formalities out of the way, let's get underway. Do we have a short time remote stations you want to check in? Please call now.
Alpha 9 Victor Uniform, Michael in Janesville. Short time, no traffic.
KD9HKX, Larry and Roscoe. Short time, no traffic.
AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe, no traffic.
Jimmy, if you're going to do etiquette, you better turn your background radios and TV off.
This is the K9G Shower with the Friday Night Fun Net on W9AXD Repeater and Robert transferring for Friday Night Fun Net Central Order in Freeport. Richard N9ZO. Okay, I did that. Everything's turned off there. So sounds good. Thanks. Wait a minute. Let me put you N9ZO. Okay, we've got you checked in, Richard. Let me acknowledge these stations have checked in. 89VU, Mike in Janesville. I've got you checked in short time. Southern, have a good evening. KD9HKX, Larry and Roscoe, I've got you checked in. Southern, you have a good evening. And we'll talk to you tomorrow night on the rag unit, H9NW. Tom and Roscoe, I've got you checked in. And, okay. Richard N9ZO, I know you're not short time, but I got you put down anyway, so okay. Any more short time remote station want to check in? Please call now.
9KZT, short time. Good evening, Jim. Number 9, Chicago Northwest, 9CW Mark. Short time, no traffic.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. This was what we were going to talk about, ham radio etiquette. Well, I guess something must have come up and you got to do something. Okay, well, please feel free to check in later on during the night if you got time. Thanks for checking in. Any more short time remote station want to check in? Please call now.
Somebody double with Jimmy for the last remarks addressed to
I had two stations checking in at the same time. I was not able to copy anybody. Let's try that one more time, please.
K9KZT, short time.
Okay, K9KZT, I've got you checked in, Larry. You must not have heard me. Sorry you're checking in short time, but I suppose something came up there. But as we were talking about ham radio etiquette, so okay. Thanks for checking in, Southern. If you get a chance, you're always welcome to check in later on. Are there any more short-time remote stations you want to check in? Please call now.
November 9, Chicago Northwestern, N9CNW, Mark. Short time, no traffic.
KC9RGG, Norm in Orfordville, Wisconsin. Short time.
Okay, I got two more stations checked in. N9CNW, Mike in Rockton, got you checked in. Southern, have a good evening. And K9RGG, Norman Orfordville, Wisconsin. Thank you for checking in. You have a good evening. Enjoy your weekend, too. Any more short time remote station want to check in? Please call now.
KC9QPO, Paul Louisburg. Short time, we got company.
Okay, K9QPL, Palm Park. Okay, son. I hope your company is listening to this broadcast or this net there, so you'll get an idea what this hobby is all about. Okay, Paul, 73. Have a good evening. We'll talk to you down the log. Any more short time mobile stations for Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 stations checked in short time. So, okay. Let's go ahead with general check-ins. At this time, I will take general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now.
KD9MED, carrying Rockford.
KD9MED, carrying Rockford. Okay, Carrie, I've got you. Checking. We'll get back to you in a few minutes. And, of course, we'll look for... Stand by hotline. All station on GCR, all stations to stand by. We'll be right with you. Okay, that was Mike, KD9MED in Warren, Illinois. He called me on the Friday Night Fun Net hotline. I guess he's already checked in with Mike, KD9MED. He's got his, I guess he's got his swap net traffic. And Mike, when we get to the swap net segment, you can relay that information to me. So, okay, let me put down Pat's call. Well, like I say, we haven't had any hotline check-ins in a while, and sure enough, we got one. Okay, that's good. At least you got to hear the phone ring. That's a real telephone, folks. Not that phony baloney cell phone and all that other smartphone and all the other so-called telephone and what have you. Okay, let's move on here. Any more? Do we have any more? Oh, that's right. We're done with short time on mobile. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois at the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KD9MED. Should be able to.
KD9MED. Okay, Mike. Down Rochelle, got you checked in and get back to you a few minutes at the round table. Mike is again recording this net for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. He's also live streaming this net around the world on the internet. So, okay, any more of this check-ins from Northern Illinois, the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
November 9, Golf Bravo Papa, Greg in Rockford.
N9GBP, Greg and Robert. Got you checked in, Greg. Thanks for checking in. I'll get back to you for a few minutes at the round table. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois, the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. what? Any more stations from Northern Illinois, the Friday Night Fun Net? If not, we'll move to Southern Wisconsin. Any more stations want to check in? Okay, we've had a good turnout from Northern Illinois. Let's see if we can just get a good turnout from Southern Wisconsin. Of course, Norm at K9RFD Norville already checked in short time. Any stations in Southern Wisconsin would like to check in, please call now. Okay, well, it's Friday Night Fish Fry night in Wisconsin. Everybody's at their favorite bar, restaurant, tavern, either catfish, buffalo, carp, northern pike, walleye, muskie, crappie. Those of you in the Milwaukee area, you in your Polish sausages, hot dogs, brats, kielbasa, and Braunschweiger. Of course, your cheese will ever treat some of that famous Wisconsin cheese. Okay, at this time, I will take check-ins from anywhere in Northern Illinois or Southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now. Okay. The only traffic I have, Richard N9CO still has tickets for the upcoming Sandwich Ham Fest. It'll be a week from this coming Sunday, May 1st. $8 in advance, $10 at the gate. You want to get hold of you want to get tickets early? Contact Richard N9CO at area code 815-547-8686. Area code 815-547-8686. So, okay, I don't have any other traffic to pass along. Does anybody else have any traffic you'd like to pass along for the net?
Hey, Jimmy, I got a little note for you.
Sure, Richard, go ahead.
We're talking last night on another net over by Chicago. I guess at the last minute, the Federal Communications decided not to charge for upgrades. So now you don't have to pay $35 if you upgrade or if you change your address. Before they had the upgrades in the $35 range, but that's been taken off the table now. So if you upgrade from tech to general or general to extra, you don't have to pay it. You'll have to pay the $35 if you're taking your tech for the first time, but any upgrades you will not have to do. That was a last minute removal, N90.
Hooray! Hallelujah! Praise the Lord! And I'm not even religious. That is wonderful news, Richard. You heard it first on the Friday night the Fun Net. You will not have to pay that $35 fee if you want to upgrade. Only if you want to. You're getting a new license. If you're getting your first-hand radio license. Richard, thank you very much for that information.
Come right from the VECs over to McHenry that put on the test. They were talking on their last night on their net, so it's facts. N90 will be listing.
Kilowatt Echo 9 Norway checking in.
It's a round table. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is wonderful news. That they're not, you won't have to pay a $35 fee unless you're getting your first-hand radio license. That is wonderful. Okay. Does anybody else have any traffic you'd like to pass along?
Kilowatt Echo 9 Norway checking in.
KD9MED, Kurt and Roscoe, new Rah-Rah Preston. Got you checked in, Richard. I'll get back to you in a few minutes for the round table. Thanks for checking in. Any stations in Northern Illinois or Southern Wisconsin want to check in? Please call now.
That was Kurt, Jimmy.
Yeah, KD9MED, Kurt. The new Rah-Rah President. Oh, did I say Richard? Oh, boy. I'm so excited I don't even know what I'm talking about. Okay, Kurt, KD9MED Roscoe, the new rah-rah president. We got that right. Thanks for checking in. I'll get back to you a few minutes roundtable. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois or Southern Wisconsin, the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
No, I had something for Richard. Jimmy, if you give me just a second.
Go ahead. I'll stand by. Sorry.
Okay, thanks a lot, Jimmy. N90 Richard, I mailed you that information. Did you receive it?
Yep, but I didn't get to the post office today. It might be down there today. It wasn't yesterday, but I'll go in the morning, so it's either today or tomorrow, and if I don't get it, I'll call you. How's that?
Oh, that sounds fine. No problem. And then, like I said, I got 2 copies of your license in there. Theoretically, you're supposed to sign them. And then I just had your application, and I wrote down like your password on there, your FRN number, and your phone number, just so you can put that in your file or whatever. But yeah, you should get it, I would think, today or tomorrow.
Didn't go out today. I didn't have no need, and it was raining, so it could be down there today, Kurt. But I'll go in the morning, so, and if I don't see it, I'll let you know. But we got some of the worst delivery of mail in Belvedere that I guess I got anywhere in the whole state. But hey, again, thanks a lot to you, and thanks to Jimmy for all his stuff and getting me renewed so I can get in there now and then and chat with you nice young fellas. N90.
Wow, you use the word nice and young fellas, so you're at least starting off on the right foot, Richard. Anyhow, hey, no problem helping you out. I'd be glad to do that anytime. And, well, I'll probably see you at the Belvedere Ham Fest. You can shake my hand or throw a rock at me to get my attention or whatever. But, yeah, if you don't get it in the next few days, let me know. Anyhow, back to you, Jimmy. Thanks a lot. KC9GCR, KE9N.
Okay, thanks for checking in, Kurt. We'll get back to you in a few minutes for the round table, and thank you for checking in. Okay, let's go ahead. We got other items we want to do here. We did the traffic. Oh yeah, let's do the W9AXD Carl's Corner. This is our tech segment there, TechNet portion, if you will. Are you having a problem with your power supply or amplifier? What kind of an antenna do you want to put up on your tower? Especially those of you new hams listening, you have any technical questions, please feel free to ask them, and we'll do our best to answer them for you. Anybody have any technical questions you'd like to bring before the net? Please go ahead. Okay, if somebody's trying to check in, all I got was a dead carrier and some noise but no audio. Try that again, please. Okay, we're going to move on. Next on the list is the W9 Gene Duncan DX Corner. And I have our late great friend and colleague, Gene Duncan, W9GD, the king of DX. Every time he checked into this net, he always had a DX report. Okay. Anybody have any DX reports they'd like to bring before the net? Please go ahead.
KD9MED.
K9MED. Okay, Kerry. What do you got for us?
Thank you, Jimmy. Good evening, everybody. Well, I did about 175 QSOs this week, but I only worked about 15 countries, and the space weather looks better than, it looks really good. I don't know why I'm not getting that many countries this week. I got a lot to learn about propagation, I guess. Of the countries I worked, I guess the best was Indonesia. I had two Indonesian stations confirmed, YB9YSS and YB8CMT. Reset. Of course, there's always the big ones that got away. I saw a VK9 station this week. That's Norfolk Island down there by New Zealand and Australia. And I keep seeing JT1CO Mongolia, but he never hears me. Reset.
Hey, Carrie, I got something for you, KE9N.
The most interesting radio I did this week, I set up a 20-meter dipole here inside the house in the living room, and I was just playing with that. I set it up as a whisper beacon receiver, and on 20 meters, and lo and behold, I received the whisper beacon from DP0POL, which is the Antarctic research ship Polar Stern. And at that moment, he was sailing in Grid Square GC85, which is somewhere halfway between South America and Antarctica. So that wasn't a QSO, that was just a beacon reception, but I thought that was the cutest one I had this week. Thanks a lot, KD9MED.
You're welcome, Kerry. I think Kirk KD9N was trying, had something for you there. Go ahead, Kirk.
Okay, thanks a lot. Hey, Carrie, I got your email, and concerning the email address for Ron Scott, I found the mistake, and what it is, it's supposed to be Soccer Ref 1, not an L. It's Soccer Ref 1, and I did the same thing, I don't know, when I sent out the first hamrag or email or something, it bounced back, so I went back and looked, and it's actually Soccer Ref 1, over.
Very good. I'll fix that in the on the website too. Thank you.
Hey, no problem. Take care. Talk to you later. KE9N. I'll be listening. Go back to you, Jimmy.
Okay, sounds good. Well, thanks, Kirk, for the information passed on there to Kerry. And Kerry, thank you for that DX report. There, we'll get back to you in a few minutes around table. Thank you for checking in. Does any other station have any DX reports they'd like to pass along at this time?
N9GBP.
Okay, N9GBP, okay. Whoa. GBP, okay, Greg, what do you got for us?
All right. Well, I didn't really do much HF work this week, but I did get a station this afternoon from Japan. I got JF8QNF from Hokkaido, Japan. So that was my excitement. But other than that, I haven't really been doing a whole lot this week, so that was about it for me.
Sounds good there, Greg, thanks very much for that report. Okay, now, I've got my DX report. I think it was, what was it, last Saturday. I was 7.249. I was at 2047 hours. I talked to November 8th at Delta X-Ray Romeo. He was giving me 7.0. And we got done at 48 hours. That was a Michigan QSO party. So that was my DX report. So I did make one contact with at least one QSO party last week. So that's pretty good. Okay, any other station have any DX reports you'd like to pass along?
Back in.
Station, come back, please.
Jimmy trying to check in. KD9QVB.
KD9, just a minute. Let me get my papers straightened out here. KD9, the QV Victor, is that correct?
Queen Victoria Bravo. Brian and Roscoe.
K9QVB, okay, I've got you checked in. Do you have a DX report that you'd like to pass along?
I've been doing a lot of DX, Jimmy, but I don't have anything to pass along because I'm not in front of my computer with the log. But been talking all over the place, so been enjoying it a lot. Over.
That's good. That's good, Brian. Are you? It sounds like you're on a different radio. Are you on a different radio? You sure sound different.
Roger. I had to use my HT with a mobile antenna sticking up on a bed here. I'm kind of fighting some ick, a little bit of fever and stuff, cough. So COVID test came back negative so far, so it doesn't appear to be COVID, just some yucky stuff. So I'm sitting up in bed, and I thought I'd like to participate some tonight. Over.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about your situation there, Brian. Well, let's hope it's not the flu. I don't know what else could be going around. Yeah, that's for sure. Well, Brian, I'm glad you participated in this net there. We haven't heard from you in a while, so okay, thanks very much for checking in. We'll get back to you in a few minutes here for the roundtable. So thanks for checking in. Does any other station have any DX reports that you'd like to pass along at this time?
KD9EPZ.
Okay, just a minute. KD9EPZ. Okay, let me check in the net there, Al. Okay, Al, what do you got for us?
2 meters yesterday morning, and I talked on the W9AXD Repeater at 337 miles southwest of me in Johnson, Missouri.
Okay, hey, that's great. Hey, we accept 2-meter DX report. So, okay, that sounds good there. Go ahead.
That's one thing I like to say. And I am a general, and I do have HF capability, but I have a lot of fun here on 2 meters, and the technicians can have a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun when the conditions are right on 2 meters.
Oh yeah, you bet. You bet there are people know where to tune into it, and that's for sure. In fact, my K9MED was saying when I first talked to him, he said he was picking up some skip on this repeater a while ago. So that's pretty good there. Okay, Al, thanks for your DX report, and we'll get back to you in a few minutes for the roundtable. We're talking about ham radio etiquette tonight. So thanks for checking in. Does any other station have any DX reports you'd like to pass along? Oh, what the heck? You know what? I'm going to go ahead and put down W9AXD for HC honorary checking, the king of DX. There was another station, he passed away just over a year ago. Mike Oberg, AB9AY. He and Gene Duncan were definitely great DXers. They used to communicate. I used to listen to both of them talking every night around 6:30. They used to say who contacted who and what have you there, but that was fun. No, he passed away. I think it was about around April 1st last year. Of course, I had just gone into the hospital, but he was definitely a great guy. He's sorely missed there too. Okay. Any more stations would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
Jimmy, this is Kilo Delta 9 Golf Delta Yankee, Jim on the north side of Beloit.
KD9GDY, I've got you checked in. Just out of curiosity, did you make any DX contacts or not?
Negative, no DX contacts this week.
Okay, we'll get back to you in a few minutes for the round table. We're talking about ham radio etiquette, so we'll get back to you in a few minutes. Thanks for checking in. Any more stations from anywhere in the region want to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. This is K9RFD with the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater route for transferring for Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. Okay, let's go ahead with the swap nets. All items we bought, sold, or traded must be related to the hobbies of ramp trading or computers. All items we bought, sold, or traded must be the property of or in possession of the person who wants to get rid of the stuff. It means mention the price over the air, but any handling should be done either in person or over the telephone. Also, no commercial business of any kind is allowed. At this time, let's see. Mike, K9MED, I understand that Pat, KD9SD had some SWAT net traffic. If you would you like to relay to me, please?
KF9SD, I believe it. F9 or S. He has model 888 watts V8 crossband.
Okay, does anybody have any questions concerning this piece of equipment for sale? Okay, all stations stand by. I gotta make a run to the other room. Just hold on, be right with you. K9GCR. Okay, sir. Sorry about that, folks. This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net. Does anybody else have any swap net traffic they'd like to pass along? Okay, let me get my papers straightened out here. Oh boy. Hold on. Okay, now we'll go into the business of the evening, there, if you will. We got brand new people and new hands coming into this wonderful hobby of amateur radio. Some of them are former CB operators and stuff like that, just like I was many years ago. There are do's and don'ts to this hobby. So we're talking about radio etiquette here. What you should do and what you should not do. So, okay, let's start off with Richard N9CO. Okay, Richard, what are your thoughts?
Well, I don't know, Jimmy. I think I've been listening. For the most part, everything's proper. A lot of most important thing, I guess, is people jump in too fast, and there's a lot of doubling that is unnecessary. If you just sit back and more or less listen, and when you do think you got to pause, jump in. And I mean, like I said, like with you, Jimmy, ain't nobody gonna do anything. You're in charge. You're running the show, so whether you go fast or slow doesn't make a lot of difference. And if you want to rebut something, think about it, and then wait till you got a second and get in and say your two pieces. And like I said, when I hollered at you, about your radio or TV, it's according to FCC rules, it's illegal to rebroadcast a radio or TV signal over ham radio. So you don't want to be playing music in the background when you're trying to talk to people. N9CO.
I'll tell you about one guy who used to do it all the time, and you knew this individual. He's been a long time man for many years. We still miss him. We wish we were here every Friday night to check into this net. The late Russ Love, the N9LXS down in Cedarville. No matter what, even though he'd key up, he'd talk, you could hear his TV or other equipment there in the background. There, he used to do that all the time.
I understand some people, they just don't think about it, but right now with the government the way it is and everything, you never know when they're going to make an example out of somebody, and you don't want to be the one that has to spend a lot of money to try and get yourself cleared or get the fine reduced or something like that. That's the only reason I mention it, Jimmy. A lot of stuff goes on that's not kosher, and they let it go, but eventually somebody's going to get rubbed the wrong way, and they're going to come down on somebody, and we don't want that to happen to some of these people that are just getting into the hobby, because it is a good hobby, it's a fun hobby, and it's all, like a couple of them mentioned, they get contacts from overseas, and it's excited. Al was talking about down in Missouri a couple of years ago. I was sitting here one afternoon, and I talked to the net over in the far west corner of Iowa, just like I'm talking to you right now, and they sent me a QSL card. So you can go a long ways on 2 meters if you're around when openings are there. N9CO.
Yeah, that is very true, Richard. That's for sure. Yeah, we gotta keep. I'm one of the most guilty people that there are. I mean, especially when I'm not in that control. I guess it's the bad habit that I do too, and I'm trying to catch myself by not doing that too. So yeah, thanks. Well, Richard, thanks for your input there. Now let's see, Terry, KD9MED. What are your thoughts about ham radio etiquette?
This is KD9MED. Oh, I guess the main thing I'd say is if I'm doing something wrong or if there's something wrong with my signal, please let me know. That's pretty much all I can ask. And as far as other people's behavior, I'm pretty much live and let live on that. One of the things I like about operating FT8 is that there's no etiquette whatsoever. We can transmit right on top of each other, and still, it's not like we do it deliberately, but it happens all the time, and we can still copy each other. That's one of the beautiful things about that mode. That's it. KD9MED.
Okay, not being familiar with FT8 or anything like that, I wasn't aware of that. So okay, well that's great. I'm glad you enjoy working it. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. 75, 80 meters from what I was told. That's really something else. Avoid that band if at all possible, unless you want to contact someone, of course. There, but I guess they really it kind of reminds you of back in the old CB days when people used to argue and fight and what have you over the radio.
I know what you're talking about, Jimmy. There's lots of YouTube channels that carry that stuff too, that record those guys, and then they put it up on YouTube so everybody can enjoy it. To me, it doesn't matter to me unless, you know, I don't own the frequency, and if I don't want to hear that kind of thing, I don't have to listen to it. So, like I say, living in the digital world like I do, there's nobody talking. It's just me listening to music while I'm operating, so it's not a big deal to me. KD9MED.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for your input there, Gary. We sure appreciate there. Okay, KD9MED, Mike Don Rochelle. What are your thoughts about the radio etiquette?
KD9MED here. Well, as far as like our channel and stuff like that, it's there's no issues or anything like that. I like to try to take turns and do a brief reset when possible, so we out the repeater and switch brief reset. The only thing I ever see sometimes when I'm recording is just a little crosstalk or doubling, but sometimes that's a matter of timing on people's parts. That's about the only thing I've ever seen, really. Other than that, 99% of the time I'm on the radio, I really haven't had any issues with any bad behaviors. K9MED, back to net.
That's good. That's good, Mike. I'm glad you hear that, and thank you for all you're doing too. And that's great. So okay, thanks for letting me know if when you get any more internet check-ins. So that'd be great there. So okay, thanks for checking in. N9GBP, Greg and Robert, what do you say about what are your thoughts about ham radio etiquette?
KC9GCR, N9GBP here. Well, I don't really have anything to complain about with most of the people around here. Now, when I'm on HF, I run into a few loudmouths here and there that I could do without, but oh well, not much I can do about that. And I know I do need to be more careful myself. I'm kind of lax on giving people call signs, but half the time I forget what they are. But I guess that's about it. So back to you.
I think we all gotta be careful as to how we act, what we say, and what we do, and what have you. So that's about okay. Greg, thank you for checking in and giving us your comments. Okay, KE9N. Kurt and Roscoe, what do you say about ham radio etiquette? What are your thoughts?
Well, I think in the big picture, I try to follow it. In people that don't, I kind of think you probably aren't going to correct them if they've been around for a while. Now, if you're going to mentor someone who's relatively new, then that's the time to really understand and sort of sit them down over the air a little bit and talk to them on the phone or wherever. But that would kind of be the key, I would think. Have them come over to your ham shack and show you. But the people you run across over the radio, most of them are pretty good. It's like the same thing. About 95% of the people are fine, and then you find a real knucklehead or a bad apple who just doesn't care. And I think it's foolish to almost break in and try to straighten him out, because he knows what he's doing. He doesn't much care, and he's probably just looking for a fight. So that's kind of the way I see it. But mentoring people, I think that's one thing that, in spite of the rules and regulations and all the stuff the FCC requires for you to pass your test, radio etiquette, one of the things we don't do, or the FCC doesn't do in that way, is actually make you demonstrate over the air capabilities. So the radio etiquette, kind of not taught. It's sort of picked up, if I can call it that. And we probably should spend a little more time with some of the newcomers and teach them the proper things so they understand. Over.
Oh yes, I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. Like you said, set them down and explain them the do's and don'ts and what have you. So okay, that sounds good. Okay, Kurt, thanks for your input there. So and thank you for checking in. KD9QVB, Brian. Well, of course you've been a new ham you've been in this hobby for only a short time anyway. But what are your thoughts about ham radio etiquette?
Well, I tried to learn as much as I can along the way, and people like Kurt, KE9N, has been very gracious to kind of help me along the way when I have questions. So that is helpful. He referred to that, and I would agree. He's living up to what he says. So if there's somebody that can show you the ropes, it sure makes things a lot better. The other thing about etiquette is supposed to say KD9QBB, your call sign, but one of the things that's a little tough for me, and I think it's more just me and my memory ability, people say their call signs so fast that you can't pick them up. But you know, I mean, if somebody asked me to spell my name, B-R-I-A-N, I mean, I'm so used to saying it that you just rattle it off fast, and I think people need to be aware of that. Over.
You have a point there. You really do. Yes, I think. You might as well. I think I do that too. So I really shouldn't do that. Listen to that bringing it back to when I run like this net or any other net, and of course when I'm carrying on a conversation, I start to get. I think we all do. We get in the habit of keying up quickly, and we shouldn't do that. And I'm one of the guilty ones, and I'm trying to do my best not to do that. So I think we're all guilty and talking fast too. Yes. Now, even during the net, I'm guilty of that too. Guilty as charged. Yeah, that's the way it goes. Thanks for your input there, Brian. Now, KD9EPZ. Okay, Al, what are your thoughts on radio etiquette?
KD9EPZ. I guess the biggest thing that bugs me is, and I guess everybody's guilty of it one time or another, is quick keying. You know, if you need to get a word in, there's something going on a repeater, for instance, there's a QSO going on, and if you'd like to get in, or if there's an emergency where you needed to get in, people key so quick you can't get a word in edgewise.
You are absolutely positively correct on that, Al. Yes, you gotta, especially in an emergency. You know, your heart gets pounding, your adrenaline flows, and what have you. There, you would probably do. You usually do things that you wouldn't normally do on the radio, like talk fast or what. There, your voice goes high and what have you. There, yeah. You just gotta take it easy. That's that's about it.
Like I say, my biggest thing is people got to learn to leave a little more time between their transmissions. And like I say, in the event that there was emergency, somebody needed to get emergency traffic or something, and they keep on trying to get in, and they can't get in between the keyers. So that's the big thing. Yeah, you know, talking to somebody, and the moment they unkey, you'll key up, or the moment you unkey, they'll key up. And if somebody needed to get in, they just can't do it, and that's a problem.
Yeah, that's yeah. You got a point. You know, there's one guy who used to he recently passed away. Of course, you talked to him, the late Carl Larson, W9UIJ. He always left every time he talked. He always left I would say about a 30-second pause before he either keyed up or somebody else keyed up. But he always did that. Of course, he's been around forever. As far as ham radio goes, you know, his uncle, W9UIJ, that was his uncle's original call when he was way back in the 30s. But yeah, that's what he did. Anybody who was a real professional, if you want to call it that, he was.
Oh yeah, I definitely miss Carl. But as a matter of fact, I bought this radio I'm running because he had one, and he said so many good things about it, and he sounded so good on it that when I saved up, and I eventually was able to buy one. But anyway, that's about it. Like I say, that's the biggest peeve I have is people quit keying. So, with that, I'll let you get on to the next person. KD9EPZ, back to net.
Yeah, we all miss Carl. This is K9G Star of the Friday Night Fun. The W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting from Friday Night Fun at Central in Freeport. The ID just, well, I'm just going to remember to do that. We all miss Carl. And we all miss Russell. We miss Gene Duncan, Larry Kincannon, and K9RFD. He always checks in this net every Friday night. And let's see, Mike Ober, K9AY, and some of the other hams. Ken Muto, K9KWM. He was our club president when I first got in this hobby back in 2004. We all miss him. So, okay, all right. KD9GDY, Jim Boyd. I don't know if you're still with us or not. You're a new ham too. But what are your thoughts about radio etiquette?
Good evening, Jimmy, and everybody listening on the net. This is Kilo Delta 9 Golf Delta Yankee. Name here is Jim. QTH is Beloit. Well, anyway, I've been a lot of great comments out there so far, and yeah, I think anybody that's been a ham for very long at all, we've all had maybe an incident or two or three or maybe many more than that where somebody was not listening or not being polite if you're on the frequency and that. In fact, my YL and myself were running a special event station, and I got it on. I recorded it, by the way. A guy came in there and right on our frequency, and he actually stole the frequency, and I said, the frequency is in use, the frequency is in use, a couple of times, and he just continued like he didn't even hear me, and he had to hear me. So anyway, he was like 20 or 30 over 9, and we had a good signal too. So I don't, that's crazy stuff like that, but you just kind of got to sweep that under the rug and keep going, and hopefully not be discouraged, because 99% of the people on ham radio are just awesome people. So anyway, a couple things on CW. I operate a fair amount of my time is on CW, although I like to get on the microphone. But we get in conflicts with the FT8 people sometimes, and I don't know if because we're sharing a lot of the same frequencies. Of course, let me break it so the repeater doesn't time out. KD9GDY returning. So we're all jockeying for frequencies there in the same areas of the bands there on HF, and so sometimes I don't know if they can't really, if they're not able to hear us or that, but many times I've had the guys from FT8 come right on my frequency and put that digital signal on there. I mean, FT8's a great mode and a good way to make some DX contacts and a lot of contacts, and so I think it's probably just one or two guys that aren't checking, and I think that's already been mentioned. Make sure the frequency's clear, right? And that's a big thing. Everything else mentioned's been good too. So I was just trying to find something different there to talk about that might be an issue with someone. So good to hear Kurt on and Brian this evening. Hello, guys, and we'll kick it back to you, Jimmy. We could go on forever with this subject, I think, but all our experiences here on the radio. But go ahead, you're doing a great job. This is KD9GDY, back to net.
Okay, I'm trying to learn not to key up so quickly. So, okay, sounds good. You know, I was thinking, James, KD9RNX, I guess he must have forgot about tonight, because we talked to him on the Monroe, Wisconsin net this past Sunday. I told him about this net, Friday Night Fun net, so he must have forgot. So, okay, sounds good. Jim, thanks for checking in. That concludes my list. Do we have any more stations I'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun net? You're coming over to the Friday Night Fish Fry, Steak Fry, Grocery Shopping, or the show. If you just turn your radio on, you've been copying the mail for the last hour, this is your chance to check in the Friday Night Fun net from anywhere in the region. With or without traffic, please call K9GCR.
And 9WSQ, George, Dakota. Good evening. No traffic.
N9WSQ, George, our club president, Stevens County Repair Association, Dakota. Okay, George, I got you checked in. We're talking about ham radio etiquette for the benefit of those new people who just joined this hobby. What are your thoughts about it?
Oh, I guess, you know, I'm glad younger generation started getting involved, so I guess, I just kind of turned it on. I had to come down here, and I thought, well, I'm going to check in with Jimmy. So I guess other than that, it is what it is. So it quit raining finally. We got more rain coming.
Okay, I'm trying to learn not to key up so quickly. So yeah, I understand there. So okay, well, George, thank you for checking in. Let's see, I'm trying to think. Yeah, 2 weeks from tomorrow will be our Stevens County Repair Association monthly meeting there at the Freeport Public Library. It gets underway at 11 a.m. on Saturday, May 14th. Everybody is welcome to attend. Come on over. You're not doing anything. Okay, George, thanks for checking in. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun.
All right, Jimmy, have a good night. Good night, everybody. N9WSQ.
That's George, N9WSQ, for our president of the Stevens County Repair Association. He has his own repeater, 147.300, PL of 88.5, plus offset is located outside Dakota, Illinois. The antenna is about 210 feet in the air. You shouldn't have no problem getting into that repeater. Okay, any more stations you want to check the Friday Night Fun net? Please call now.
K9KZT, Larry.
Okay, Larry, welcome back. We're having a great discussion here about ham radio etiquette. I know you had some stuff going on. You probably missed some of it, but what are your thoughts about it?
I think most operators are pretty good, and like people have said, that 95% or something want to do the right thing and so forth, and 5% in any hobby kind of ruin things. They're the kinds of guys that leave big weights, when the river is high, and flood things along the shoreline, or swamp canoes and that kind of stuff, or snowmobiles that use them where they should not. It's just people that go from hobby to hobby messing things up. Anyway, I think everybody's just fine, and I just think everybody slow down, use patience. If the net control doesn't get your call right the first time, please understand that he tried, and please just give it again, and don't be upset about it, or if they get your call wrong or whatever, and please give your name You might have checked in 5 times before or something, but maybe the net control can't bring up your name right now. Jimmy is famous for how his memory, by the way, but the rest of us are not. That's all. Back to you, Jim. K9TZT.
Good point. That's a good point to bring up there too. Yeah. Don't get up so quickly. Leave some space and try not to be so long-winded. And speaking of net control, yes, net control, the code of conduct for net control operators. I will not. I will listen correctly for any call signs. I will not key up so quickly. I will not be so long-winded as to avoid making people, other stations, have to wait to check into a net. That's the closest I've come to a code of conduct for net control stations. Okay, Larry, K9KZT, the king of CW. Now, anybody who's listening, Larry has 3 code practice sessions. The first one is on Monday night, immediately following the Monday night rah-rah info net at 7 p.m., shortly after 7 p.m. on this repeater. The next 2 are on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, immediately following the 7 p.m. health and tech nets on the 147.195 repeater. If you're interested in CW, do check out these code practice sessions. They're really fun to listen to. Okay. Any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please phone out.
K9GLY, short time. Good evening, Jimmy.
Okay, stand by. I got 2 stations checking in. Come on. N9GLY, was that your correct call?
Roger that.
N9GLY, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a minute. There was another station trying to check in. Other station, come back, please.
Hey, Jimmy, this is Kurt, KE9N, and I had a comment.
Sure, go ahead, Kurt.
Okay, is Brian, are you still listening?
I'm here, Kurt.
Okay, and you don't feel good, is that correct?
Feeling kind of rough. Yeah, I've got a little congestion starting up in the chest, but headache is backing off, and so just kind of laying low.
Okay, no problem. Well, in the meantime, while Jimmy was talking here, I consulted the KE9N Ham Radio Medical Journal, and what it says in there is you have a bad case of what they call DXD, and that's a DX deficiency, and the only way really to get rid of it is you got to take a week off of work all the DX you can, and slowly, if you're persistent with that, your symptoms will subside.
Oh, at least you didn't tell me I need to take a little purple pill or something.
Or a blue pill, for that matter.
Blue, see? It's a good thing I don't know that. Over.
Not unless your antenna's attached to it.
Not either. Well, anyhow, so yeah, according to the KE9N Medical Journal, that's what it says. Now, if you can slide that by the management at your company, you go ahead, and if they can get that approved, you can do that. But I just thought I'd throw that out. Okay, anyhow, I'll let you go. KE9N, I'll be clear.
Comment.
Dr. Kurt.
Okay.
Comment.
Somebody had a comment. Go ahead.
KD9EPZ, I was just mentioning, the purple or green pill or whatever. I guess if you need to get your tower up, that may work.
Sorry that I opened the door.
Okay, guys. Thanks. This is what's fun about this net, folks. We got you doing. We're not formal, so that's the nice thing about this net. Let's go with N9GLY. Good evening. We are talking about ham radio etiquette. There are some of the do's and don'ts in this, what to do and what not to do in this hobby. What's going on with you, and what are your thoughts about radio etiquette?
Well, Jimmy, nothing new to report. Same old, I guess. And as far as etiquette goes, I think it's pretty much been covered. You know, the keying up, waiting a little bit, that's a good one. And the only other one I guess I can comment on is conversation hijackers. That's kind of one of my pet peeves. A couple guys are having a conversation, and it doesn't happen too often, but I've heard it happen, I don't know, a few times, and people come in and they just kind of take over the conversation, and the two original guys having the QSO are kind of out of the loop then at that point. But other than that, I don't really have nothing else, Jimmy. Back to net.
You know what? That's one thing I never thought about that. Yeah. People said, that's right, two people having a conversation that are QSO, then somebody else gets in there and wants to off the frequency. Yeah, that's not very bright. I agree with you on that one. N9GLY, thanks for checking in. Have a good evening. Any more stations would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
N9ZO with a quick comment.
N9ZO, go ahead, Richard.
That always gets me is when people give their call sign for ID. Just giving it automatically puts you in the airways, so they know that who you are. So that's one of my pet peeves. And then the other one is, I believe the FCC book rules state that the word break is only to be used for an emergency break-in, and you hear it a lot. So I don't know, maybe I'm getting old and forgot, but I think that's what I read at one time. But them two are one of my biggest pet peeves, is the word break, and then give like N9ZO for ID. Well, when I give the N9ZO, they're recording and listening. I don't have to tell them it's for ID. They already know I got it.
That is a very good point, Richard. Yes. Well, of course they say, for ID, come to mention that is a habit there too. Hard to break. Yeah, you got a point there. Okay. Thanks for your comment there, Richard. Anybody else want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Who hasn't already checked in, please go now.
DC9GCR, K9FLO.
K9FLO. Good evening. Hello, Dean. You're early, but no, that's good there. K9FLO. Let me check you in here. What's happening with you? We're talking about ham radio etiquette, about the do's, especially some of the new hams just got their licenses, getting their feet wet. We're talking about some of the do's and the don'ts and what have you there, and the shoulds and shouldn'ts and what have you there. You've been a long time ham. What are your thoughts about the radio etiquette?
Does that mean 10-4 good buddy?
Yes. I was going to mention that. This is not CB. We do not use that lingo here on this on these frequencies. This is amateur radio, ham radio, and we don't use that CB lingo here. And a lot of long-time ham radio operators around here used to be CB operators many years ago. They they got off of CB, came here to ham radio so they can get away from all the potty mouths and all that other stuff going on. But yeah, you definitely got a point there, Dean.
Anyway, years ago, the ARRL used to publish or have a publication on ham radio etiquette. This is going back a few years ago. And, you know, it seemed to me that that was almost something that you were challenged on when you went in for your license test. Especially if you went novice technician, that was very much emphasized back then. Now this is back before they had all the cheat sheets and all that stuff out, or online testing. But yeah, they used to. I mean, that was pretty much enforced too, even back in the days of Riley when he was doing that. That was something that was administered, and they would look for that. And pretty much back, they used to. Everybody was pretty well disciplined on that there. And so now I can't really say how much has changed. Can't speak about two meters that much, other than for the amount I'm on here. But you do hear it on the HF bands. That's not like it used to be, I don't think. Yeah. Anyway, Jimmy, KC9GCR, K9RFD.
You know what? That's probably maybe what they should reconsider. Maybe publishing that today. I did. I was not aware that they did that back in the day. But I think that's a good idea. Maybe you should consider bringing it back.
Well, yes. But they'll probably say, well, it costs too much money to do it, or nobody wants to do it, or whatever. But, yeah, it used to be, I mean, it was a big thing. I mean, people were concerned about it, and there was a little bit more professional etiquette. Of course, that was before the migration, I guess, of when the CB world came more into or disappeared, and everybody went into ham. But I don't know. It's just something that, you always have professional etiquette, and hopefully everybody kind of follows that and respects everybody, and just I guess maybe that's something that needs to be brought out again. I don't know. I'm probably not a good person to respond on it by today's standards, but I certainly remember that was a part of the early days in the testing and all that on that there. Jimmy, go ahead.
K9KZT.
K9KZT, go ahead, Larry.
When I got my license back in 1958, the ARRL sent a little brochure, something like your novice accent, or something to that effect, and just gave little guidelines on how to operate. It was only a few pages long. And somebody said that they currently do that. I wonder if any of the newly licensed hams have got anything from the ARRL or any other organization about how to operate.
Jump in there. You're right about that. There was information they used to send out, but they also used to have it in part of the testing too. That was professional etiquette, and there was information available. But boy, who knows whatever happened to that for sure. There. Go ahead.
I think there's information in the ARRL handbook, and that's something every ham should have. It's not complete, but there's a lot of good information there. Over to you, Jim.
Yes, you got a point there too. I think they should, like I said, go back to republishing that that radio etiquette book there for me. I think that'd be great there. So too. So, okay. Anybody else? Let's see. Kurt or Brian? Anybody else want to have any more comments there with the Dean K9FLO?
90.
Go ahead, Richard.
I think if my memory's right, when they abolished more or less the ARRL and all that, and going to Chicago to do the tests, and they brought on the VEs, I think part of the rule was that we were show and police ourselves, and the government was going to stay out of it as long as they allowed us to give the tests and correct the exams and mail them in and stuff of that nature. I think that's probably why you don't get that little handbook and stuff, is they've kind of left it up to each individual VECs or clubs to inform anybody that they bring on board to give the license to N90.
I think you're right about that. That's when they were doing the initial downsizing.
I think that was part of the government's rule, was that if we could police ourselves, they'd stay pretty much out of it. And there for a while, we did a lot of policing here, but in the last 10 or 12 years, you don't hear much of policing going on. And I don't think it's all real bad. I think just a lot of it's misinformation, and I think, but it's good to review it. You know, you're not pointing any fingers, you're not criticizing anybody, but just pointing it out in much the same form as the little book that Larry was talking about that got mailed out to you. So I don't think it hurts. I think it's a good way to have a general discussion like we're doing tonight, N90.
Just an excellent point, K9FLO here. I was just going to comment too also that that was at the time when they did the rearrangement of the FCC. Remember, they they dropped the commercial license classes down to created the general. That was about 1980. No, like 19 right around 1980s and right in there. They redid the FC. That was during their budget crunch. They wanted to cut back and reduce the head count, and they wanted everybody to take on your own responsibility and that. And yeah, there was a lot of that. That was whether it's going to pay off and be good now. Well, we're all used to it now, but you know, back then that was quite a change. You know, that was even the commercial radio license time. Well, I'll tell you what, that was quite an ordeal to get that. And you couldn't do anything. You couldn't work at a radio station or anything. You had to have that license. But of course, nowadays, can you speak English or Spanish or whatever, and that's all you need. Anyway, Jimmy, sorry, I'm talking too much. KC9GCR, K9FLO.
You also got to remember, Dean, back in the 80s and before, you had a large number of hams in your Senate and House of Representatives. I believe the last thing I read, or article I read, we currently now only have 2 that are licensed hams in the Senate or the other. So a lot of people don't even know about us, don't care about us, and they just pretty much shove us to the side, and we're on our own to do whatever we can do. So that makes a difference too as to how they perceive what we do in 90.
Be like Barry Goldwater?
I don't know about Barry, but the same with, what is it, Walter Kondrack. He had a license. There was a whole bunch of them that were named people that you didn't even know were involved. Not Saddam Hussein, right? Yeah, maybe that's who it was. The one over there in the foreign land, you know, he would get on every once in a while and talk with people over here too. So we're slowly dwindling from the stand that we don't have any well-known people that are hams to help us where they need to.
Yeah, that was King Hussein of Jordan, JY1.
Thanks, Kurt. I couldn't think of it, but I knew what I was trying to say. Thank you, N90.
Hey, I got a question for Dean. K9FLO, this is KE9N.
Hey, Kurt. Good to hear you, neighbor. Yeah, I was going to mention I have a QSL card from Walter Cronkite, believe it or not, and it's probably one of my only celebrity QSL cards. But Barry Goldwater was a big advocate of ham radio. I mean, he was really into it, and he was very active on the air, even when he was in the Senate. So that's interesting back in those days. Yeah, go ahead, Kurt. Sorry.
You know, I'm not real sure when you got into ham radio, but didn't you get your license just after they abolished slavery?
I won't comment on that.
I'm just trying to help.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Interesting, but you know, it's a good point. Jimmy has brought up on how times have changed on that, and we've gotten to the new world of what I want to say, self-disciplining. Is that right, Kurt?
Well, I guess that's the term they use, something like that, self-moderating. And, you know, for the most part, though, most people are pretty good about things. Now, there are times when you listen on 75 meters at 2 and 3 in the morning and you go, oh my gosh, I'd never let my grandkids listen to my radio at that time. But they shouldn't be. They're supposed to be in bed. But it's really goofy, and you go, I don't know how some of these people can remain on the air. You know, the FCC has a tough job, kind of. I mean, they have an awful lot of responsibility to cover just even keeping radio stations legal and all sorts of different things. It's hard for them to monitor, I would say, probably the ham radio population and really make a big effort. Although they discontinued with the official observers, but they now have another program, and that's the one Riley Hollingsworth is heading up for them. So I guess it has an impact. I just think that, you know what, the easy way to do it would be if any ham could record some bad behavior from another ham, they should send it in, and that other ham who is not following the rules needs to buy the ham a pizza and a dozen donuts, and by golly, we'd get an awful lot of reports submitted.
Well, you know, the only thing about that is we probably wouldn't live long enough to enjoy it.
Well, yeah, you know, that's the other side of it, though. In fact, I saw a cartoon, and they said the cartoon read something about if you do a survey of all the licensed hams, over 2/3 of them are at a buffet at one time.
That makes sense to me.
Okay, well, listen, I don't want to take up too much time. I just had to pull your leg a little bit. So I guess let me turn it over to Jimmy then. KC9GCR, KE9N, I'll be clear.
Okay, you guys, this is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford. Hey, this is a great conversation. This is what this net is all about, folks, to have fun. It's just a great conversation, great rag chewing. We have everything on this net. SwapNet, TechNet, DX reports, DX quarter, rag chewed, and I think I'm going to forego the trivia segment tonight. I think we'll just, it's kind of running late. We'll do that next week. But this is great. K9FLO and Kurt, KD9N, and the rest you guys, Larry, and this is sure a great conversation. This net is still going on, folks, so we ain't going anywhere. Not for at least half hour or hour yet. So, do we have any more stations who want to check in at this time? Please call now.
Jimmy, you got a whole week before next week. Why don't you go through the question and answer books and highlight any of the questions that refer to etiquette, and then use them for next week when you read the tech portion or the trivia, so you have the idea what to read. N9ZO.
That sounds like a good. You're right, Richard. I think that's what I'll do. I'll go through the tech portion. Yeah, and you know, speaking of that, pretty soon, it won't be long, about another 2 months, I'm going to have to end up having to get a new tech Q&A book, because the current one will expire on June 30th. So we'll just have to I'll have to see about getting another one here. Thank you very much, there, Richard. Okay, any more stations who would like to check into the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
73 is Jimmy, K9RFD.
Repeat that, Dean.
I was just signing out. 73 is everybody, K9RFD.
Okay, Dean. We'll try to catch you on the Tuesday night and then on the Rock County net on the Janesville Repeater, and we'll definitely catch you next Friday night. Okay, what I'm going to do here, I think I'm going to give you a rundown of all the other nets in the area. So, let's see. That's what happens when I got I don't know how many papers and folders and what have you I got here at my desk. Okay, in about 25 minutes, at 10 o'clock, if you're able to pick up the 443.750 repeater in Chicago, PL of 114.8 plus offset, Night Watch net will be getting underway. That net runs seven nights a week. It depends on how long they run and what all the topics they have on there. Sometimes they'll go past 11 o'clock, other times they'll go past 11:30. But that's a good net if you can pick them up. If you're not able to get in the repeater, you can get in via the Echo Link. Oh yeah, and don't forget, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. here on this repeater, we'll have the rag tune, the Saturday evening rag tune net. We talk about different stuff and what have you. I don't think we'll talk about this subject tonight, otherwise we'll be beating a dead horse. So we'll talk about other stuff tomorrow night. But the Saturday evening rag tune net at 8 p.m. with Larry K9 KGT as your net control. We have rotating net controls. I do the first Saturday. Let's see. Larry K9 HKX will do the second Saturday. Let's see. Oh boy. Let me get out my paperwork here. Who did last week? Let me get out my paperwork here. I'll find it here. Oh, I must have thrown it away. Oh, wait. Jamie, I think that W9JTC, I think he did, oh, wait. That's right. He'll do the net tomorrow night. I think, yeah, Larry did the net last week. And Larry, you'll do they'll be the fifth Wednesday here. So, Saturday. Testing 1, 2, 3. Am I getting out? Okay, thanks. All right, we'll move on. Also Saturday evenings at 9 p.m. If you're able to pick up the 146.910 repeater in Milwaukee, PL 127.3 minus offset, there's a Saturday night fun net. That is held at 9 p.m. on Saturday evenings. That is a lot more structure than this one. You got to check in a certain way. Some of the topics they talk about, I wouldn't even dream of bringing them up on this net. But again, that's Saturday night fun net, 9 p.m. on the 146.910 repeater in the Belvedere. That's immediately following the Saturday evening rag chew net. Sunday evenings, you got the Greene County Aries Races net at 7:30 p.m. on the 145.110 repeater in Monroe. That has a PL 123.0 minus offset. The Scott K9YI is net control. He has yet to check in tonight, but it's a combination Aries Races and the rag chew net. Tune in to that net on Sunday nights. You'll find out what I mean. Also, I found out some information last Sunday night on that net. The ham radio operators in Savannah are bringing back the old Sunday night net. That used to be on at 8 p.m. on the 147.135 repeater in Savannah. That has a PL. That has a PL of 107.2 plus offset. When that net was going, that repeater did not have a PL. So that was about it. But they're trying. Earl Martin, W9KKJ, used to run that. He was a long-time net control operator. So again, the Sunday evening net in Savannah is back on the air. It's held on the 147.135 repeater in Savannah. PL of 107.2 minus plus offset, I should say. I think that net will get underway either at 8 or 8:30. But okay, it's good to have that net back on the air. The Big Thunder Amps Radio Club holds its Sunday evening net at 8 p.m. on the 147.375 repeater in Belvedere, PL of 100.0 minus offset. And the Sterling Whiteside County net is held on the Sunday evenings at 8 p.m. on 146.850 repeater in Sterling, PL of 114.8 minus offset. Monday evenings, of course, we got the Monday Night Rah-Rah Info net on this repeater at 7 p.m. Lori, K9, KZT, and I share the duties of net control. Folks, let's start checking into this net. This net has been a long-time institution in the Rockford area for many, many years. It's gone by several different names, of course. But it's still, it's a Rah-Rah net, and let's start checking into that net, folks. Also, at 8 p.m. on Monday evenings, on the 146.970 repeater in Dixon, PL 82.5 minus offset, the Lee County Aries group holds its Monday evening net. Immediately following that net at 8:30 p.m. on the 146.730 repeater in DeKalb, PL 100.0 minus offset, the Kishwaukee Amps Radio Club holds its Monday evening net. Watching the weather report here, the forecast high is 82 degrees tomorrow. Last day in the 80s was October 9th, 2021. The record high was April 23rd, 86 degrees. I think it was 1925. I'm just watching the weather report on channel 39. Get those fans and ACs ready, folks. Summer's coming. Okay, now, where were we? Oh, yeah. Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. on the 147.195 repeater. We have the first of the two health and tech nets. Larry H9GO was net control of the Tuesday evening net, and I'm the net control of the Thursday evening net. We ask everybody how their health is, and we ask technical questions. And once again, at the Larry K9 KCT has a CW practice at the end of the Monday night rah-rah net, and also at the end of the Tuesday and Thursday health and tech net. Then also at 7:30 p.m. on the 7 o'clock I should say, on the 145.450 repeater in Janesville, PL 123.0 minus offset, the Rock County Public Service net is held on that repeater. And don't forget about the North America Long Wires net. That meets at 8 p.m. Tuesday evenings on 28.390 megahertz, 10 meters upper sideband with the Rick K9QDP, KD9QDP I should say, is net control. He ran the net. He's going to be stepping down, and someone else will be assuming the duties of net control operator. So please, I can't pick up that net here, but please, do check out that net. Check into that net. We need to keep that net going. That's all there is to it. Tuesday evenings at 9 p.m. on the 147.165 repeater in Oregon with the PL of 146.2 plus offset. The Ogle County amateur radio net for Area Skywarn holds its Tuesday evening net. Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. here in Freeport on the 147.390 repeater, PL 114.8 plus offset. We have our weekly Stevenson County areas net. I'm the net control. I think I had a total of I think it was 9 check-ins or something like that. That also immediately following that net at 7:30 p.m. on the 147.120 repeater. Boyd, PL 123.0 plus offset. Greater Boyd Amateur Radio Club holds its Wednesday evening net. I regret to say I'm not able to get into that repeater. Then the Wednesday evenings I should say at 8 p.m. on the 147.390 repeater here in Freeport. We have our Wednesday evening swamp net. Runs from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. to all traffic is handled. Mel, K9RFD, the trustee of the repeater, brings us amateur radio news line. 15-minute independent news broadcast devoted entirely to amateur radio. And he and I also share the duties of net control on the Wednesday evening swap net. Well, let me get my papers straightened around again. Okay. Okay, what did I do with the other? I had some other nets I want. Ooh, I don't know what happened there. Here we go. As you know, we are no longer holding a Salvation Army Saturn net on Thursday evenings at 8 p.m. on the 3.9 repeater. But I want to tell you about some other Saturn nets. First of all, the International Saturn net meets every Monday through Saturday at 1500 hours Zulu on 14.265 megahertz, 20 meters upper sideband. The Central Territory Saturn net meets on Tuesdays at 1330 hours Zulu on 7.265 megahertz, 40 meters lower sideband. The West Metro Chicago Saturn net meets on Monday evenings at 7 p.m. on the 145.310 repeater in Wheaton, Illinois. That is PL 107.2 minus offset. The East Metro Chicago Saturn net meets on Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. local time on the CFMC 146.760 repeater in Chicago. That is PL 107.2 minus offset. And the Senile net is held every day Monday through Friday from 1400 hours, 1500 hours Zulu on 14.287 megahertz, 20 meters upper sideband with Chuck WD9MED as your net control station. Okay, now you're up to date on your local nets. Support your local net control operators, your local nets, your local repeaters. If you're a member of any ham radio club, by all means support your local clubs. Okay, at this time, we have any more stations who would like to check into the Friday Night Fun Net. Please go now.
Bravo Diner, Papa Charlie Alpha.
Okay, just stand by. Last station trying to check in. I got a little static with your signal. And I may need someone to relay. That last station, come on back, please. Last station trying to check into the Friday Night Fun Net. Come on back, please. Okay, we'll try it one more time. Are there any more stations who would like to check into the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now. Okay. Okay, now what I'm going to do, last week I read the DX Code of Conduct and the Contester's Code of Ethics. I don't know about if there are any contests going on this weekend or not, but I think I'm going to forego them this weekend, tonight, and I think I'm going to do the amateur's code. The amateur is considerate. He never knowingly uses the air in such a way as to lessen the pleasure of others. 2, the amateur is loyal. He offers his loyalty, encouragement, and support to his fellow radio amateurs of the local club and to the American Radio Relay League, to which amateur radio is representative. 3, the amateur is progressive. He keeps his station abreast of science, is well-built and efficient. His operating practice is above reproach. 4, the amateur is friendly. Slow and patient sending when requested. Friendly advice and counsel to the beginner, kindly assistance, cooperation, and consideration for the interests of others. These are marks of the amateur spirit. Number 5, the amateur is balanced. Radio is his hobby. He never allows to interfere with any of his duties he owes in his home, his job, his school, or his community. 6, the amateur is patriotic. His knowledge and his station are always ready for the service of his country and his community. That's the amateur's code. As Tony K9RFD used to say, some to be lived by not only on the radio but throughout life itself. I've got a cluttered up desk here, so bear with me. Are there any more stations who'd like to check the Friday Night Fun at this time? Please go now. Does anybody have any questions, comments, or input, or other traffic you'd like to pass along for the net? Well, okay. I'm gonna find here's a radio nut joke here. Let's see if I can find it. Okay. This is from Tony. K9RFD, at the time he was KD9MED. But this is a homemade radio nut joke. You know you're a radio nut when, on your wedding day, the antenna on your HD is your ring bearer. If you have homemade radio nut jokes you want to pass along, you can give me a call here on the radio or on the Friday Night Fun Net hotline. The homemade radio nut jokes are better than the 30 original ones anyway. Okay, at this time, are there any more stations who would like to check into the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on. Okay, I want to tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. You see updated pictures of of my ham shack. You see pertinent information about the Friday Night Fun Net. You even see weather information. And don't forget, you can hear this net if you missed it or past edition of the Friday Night Fun Net. Go to Friday Night Fun Net Central. Follow the instructions. You get to hear the net. Listen to the Friday Night Fun Net every night of the week. You know, every day of the week, or for that matter. With the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page, every day is Friday, every night is Friday night. Put it that way. Boy, don't you wish every day and night were Friday night? I sure do. This is my weekend. Saturday and Sunday I couldn't care less, although I really enjoyed Easter weekend last week. Okay, and hopefully... by the way, anybody of the Eastern Orthodox faith listening, I wish you and yours a happy Easter. Their Easter Sunday's coming up this Sunday. Today was their Good Friday. So, Eastern Orthodox, Ukrainian Orthodox, or whatever, Greek or Russian Orthodox, happy Easter to you and your family. That's this coming weekend. And yes, people, continue to pray for the people of Ukraine. They're putting up a great fight, aren't they? They're getting more military equipment, artillery, and what have you now. So we'll just see how long this continues. Okay, next I want to tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline. Area code 815-232-FN-FN, 232-3636, the local report number. You heard it ring tonight after quite a lengthy absence. I had said that we hadn't heard anybody checking the Friday Night Fun Net hotline for a while. Here, Pat W9AXD checked in. You see pictures of it on the Facebook page. It's a traditional red desktop touch-tone telephone. When you heard it ring earlier this evening, that was a real telephone ring, folks, not that phony baloney cell phone ring. It's a traditional red desktop touch-tone telephone. Okay. Any more stations want to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, we didn't have a bad turnout tonight. We got 23 check-ins. So, okay, I want to run down the list of stations that checked in so far. starting with my early bird check-ins. 89YE, David Broadhead, or Avon Township, Wisconsin. K9DDF, John and Elgin, and W9JTC, Jamie and Robert. Good luck when he works on his car tomorrow, or this weekend. Well, these are the stations I've checked in so far. 89VU, K9HKX, H9NW, N9CO, K9KZT, N9CNW, KC9RGG, K9QPL, KD9MED, and we had our one and only hotline check-in. KF9SD, Van Warren, Illinois. K9MED was live streaming this net on the internet and recording it for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. K9GBP, Greg, K9N Kurt, K9QVB, Brian and Lloyd, K9EPZ, Al, W9GD, our honorary check-in, KD9GDY, Jim and Boyd, N9WSQ, George, our president of the KD9RFD Repeater Association, as QTH in Dakota, Illinois. I had the pleasure of being there for Christmas in 2020. He has a nice ham shack there in his basement. N9GLY and K9FLO. Let's see. One moment, please. Okay, three early bird check-ins. Let's see, we had total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Let's see. I had a total of 23 check-ins overall. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 stations on the air, 3 early bird check-ins, 1 hotline check-in. That's a total of 23 check-ins. And you know what? I gotta check myself into the net. KC9GCR. That's okay. Almost forgot to do that. 24 check-ins so far. Any more stations want to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, I want to thank the Rah-Rah Board of Directors, Kurt, K9N, the new president of Rah-Rah, also the Repeater Chairman, for allowing me to use this repeater to run the Friday Night Fun Net. So it was a great topic tonight, radio etiquette. So let's see now. You know what? That's one thing I almost forgot to mention too. Hold on. This is KC9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transferring from Friday Night Fun Net Central in Freeport. It is now 10 p.m. curfew time. Parents, do you know where your children are at?
Lockdown.
You're right about that. Lockdown. Lockdown. Winnebago County Jail at this very moment is going on lockdown. I remember Kerry K9MED was telling me he usually listens to the jail frequencies on a scanner. And at exactly 10 o'clock, like right now, Winnebago County Jail is going into lockdown. The jailbirds are being put to bed for the night. Lockdown. Do we have any more stations you want to check at the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay. It was a very successful net tonight. Oh yeah, I want one thing I forgot to mention. I forgot to mention. we got a lot of people going to the Walmart and buying these ball-fang radios. And I'll tell you what, they're getting on any old frequency they please. And even some of the 2-meter frequencies. A few weeks ago, about a month or so ago, there was a guy on 3.9. He said, "Anybody hear me?" I went back to him. I asked him what his call was. He tried to give me a song and dance about he was studying for his test. I said, "Well, I'm sorry. You don't have a license. We can't talk to you. This is not CB. This is ham radio." He said he was studying for a test. I thought, yeah, right. So, if you key up, it's a federal offense, and you might end up going to Leavenworth, as Al K9EPC says. Anybody listening, you got one of those radios, you're thinking about keying up, don't. Not till you get that license. Go find someone. You can get an ARRL Tech Q&A book and study for your license. Find out when the next VE testing session is. Go and then take your license examination. 35 question test. You get 75% of your answers right. You're in. You pass. Get your license. But until then, keep your hands off that mic and don't even key up. Another edition of ham radio etiquette. So, all right. Any more stations want to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on. Okay. Be sure you tell your mothers, your fathers, your sons and daughters, your brothers and sisters, your aunts and uncles, your nieces, your nephews, your grandparents, your in-laws, your neighbors across the street, down the street, next door. Be sure you tell your butcher, your baker, your candlestick maker. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the checkout counter at your convenience store. Be sure to tell the clerk behind the checkout counter at your grocery store. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the counter at your little post office when you buy your stamps, your envelopes. Be sure you tell your waiters, your waitresses, or your bartenders at your friendly neighborhood bars, restaurants, taverns, or pubs. Be sure you tell the members of your local PTA or PTO. Be sure you tell your new car dealer, your used car dealer, your garage mechanic. Be sure you tell your stockbroker. Well, if tax time is over with, you should hopefully you talk to your tax consultant. Be sure you tell be sure you tell your priests, your ministers, your rabbis, your imams, your ayatollahs, your mullahs. Be sure you tell your probation officer, your parole officer, your divorce lawyer. Be sure you tell your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your ex-boyfriends, your ex-girlfriends, your husbands, your wives, your ex-husbands, your ex-wives, your ex-in-laws, of course, your old ladies about the Friday Night Fun Net. More check-ins are better than that. Make sure you have a valid FCC license before you check in. Sorry, folks, we do not take check-ins from jailbirds, jammers, body mounts, crackheads, dope-heads, bondheads, telemarketers. If you take a knee and clench your fist while the national anthem is being played, we don't take your check-ins. And you don't back the blue, we don't take your check-ins. Plain and simple as that. Okay. Any more stations? At this time, any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on out. Okay, at the present time, I'm going to do my honorary check-ins. N9ARB. Tony, REC here in Stevens County. HC honorary check-in. N9TAB. HC honorary check-in. Okay. We mustn't forget the beautiful Kishwaukee River Yacht Club south of Rockford. A9 Sugar Fox. HC honorary check-in, and K9FEO, Justin, HC honorary check-in. Okay, W9AXD HC honorary check-in. Okay. AC9JZ HC honorary check-in. W9RLT Ricky Ross Park honorary check-in. And let's see. KD9QDP Rick HC honorary check-in. 32 check-ins. Okay, I got check-in Brandon. KD9LOA Brandon HC honorary check-in. And John KD9OVJ HC honorary check-in. Okay, so the count stands at 34 check-ins. Do we have any more stations? Would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Oh, I got N9NQD Arthur HC honorary check-in. Sometimes he checks in about this time. I think I'm going to go in and check in Vince. K9TSU. He's been down south chasing those tornadoes. So the count stands at 36 check-ins. Okay, folks. This concludes another edition of Friday Night Fun, and I want to thank everybody for checking in. And it was a great 36 check-ins, a great topic, ham radio etiquette. We'll do it again, I don't know when. Maybe a few months down the road, or might do this next year. We'll do this next year for sure. But I want to thank everybody for participating. And with that, this is the last call for any stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Remember, in the region with ground traffic, please call K9 GCR. Last call for Ratchet Jaw.
KC9 GCR, KD9QVW.
KD9QVW. Angelo, what's going on with you?
Oh, not too much. I'm just mobile, just getting back towards home, and I heard your last call for check-ins. I figured I'd say hello.
Okay, sounds good, sounds good. We're talking about ham radio etiquette. Now, I know you're a new ham, so I just want to ask you, what are your thoughts on the topic? You haven't had any problems with any potty mouths or anything, haven't you?
No real issues to speak of. The only thing I could really say is don't be shy getting on the mic and saying hello, and just be nice.
Then we gotta be nice, yes, that's for sure. Okay, Angelo, thanks for checking out. I'll let you go so you can concentrate on your driving. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. Talk to you down the hall.
Love this 130-foot MFED, man. There's nothing like this wire.
Okay, last call for any stations who want to check the Friday Night Fun Net. With route traffic, please call K9 GCR.
Waiting for a nice day where it quits raining out and when it dries up, I can do a little bit of moving around. I got that one shot in the back out that one.
The record high temperature in Rockford was 91 degrees in 1980. The low temperature 23 degrees in 1986. The high today was 55 degrees. I'm watching the news on channel 17. Okay. This concludes the Friday Night Fun Net for Friday, April 22nd, 2022. Tune in again next week, same time, same repeater for another edition of Friday Night Fun Net. we're going to be talking about the Sandwich Ham Fest next Friday night. Or what do? Do you go to a ham fest just to buy it, or do you look to meet people, or both? That's what we'll talk about next week. Okay. Tune again next week, same time, same repeater for another edition of the Friday Night Fun Net. Until then, this is Jim, K9GCR. Now closing down this Friday, April 22nd, 2022 edition of the Friday Night Fun Net, and return to repeater and frequency normal amateur radio use. At 9:14 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10:14 p.m. Central Daylight Time, 3 hours 14 minutes Zulu time, depending on your time preference, with a total of 37 check-ins overall. 7-3s, everybody. Have a good evening, and 7-3s to all a good night. This is K9GCR. I'll be clear, 7-3. KD9MED, K9MED, K9GCR.
KD9MED.
Go ahead and post it. We had a 2-hour, 14-minute net with a total so far of 37 check-ins overall.
All right, copy that, Jimmy. I'll go ahead and stop the live stream, get it posted. This is KD9MED signing off.
7-3, my thanks for everything you do. K9GCR.